Tenterhooks is likely to be downgraded, and that's thanks to the current load shedding as well as the electricity tariff increases which were announced recently. Eskom has been implementing stage 4 load shedding for most of the week. The power utility is now implementing stage 2 load shedding today. It started at 9 a.m. and is due to be over by 11 this evening. This as strain on the national grid has improved. Eskom says the improvement is thanks to a major diesel shipment that arrived in the Western Cape. It also says one of the 2 transmission lines from the Cahora Bassa hydroelectric dam in Mozambique has been restored. Let's take a look at other market moving news that came out this week.
Economic data this week also shows consumer inflation marginally accelerated to 4.1% in February from 4% in January. Economists say consumer inflation will likely increase in the months ahead on the back of rising fuel prices. It's however expected to remain within the Reserve Bank's targeted 3 to 6%.
Going forward, it's pretty clear that there's a number of factors that's probably going to push headline inflation higher. One is the fact that you'll remember that in early March we had a really big fuel price increase, and when you look at data from the Department of Energy right now, it's clear that the under-recovery data suggests that we're going to get another fuel price increase in April. And of course, we had NERSA come through just a couple of weeks ago saying that Eskom is going to get an electricity tariff increase of about 13.8%. So those factors are probably going to push headline inflation upwards going forward.
Retail trade sales grew by 1.2% year-on-year in January, driven mainly by sales in general dealers, pharmaceuticals and medical goods. Economists say consumer spending over the short term will be supported by subdued inflation. Data from the Reserve Bank shows households are continuing to borrow to maintain expenditure. The quarterly bulletin shows the household debt to disposable income and debt service ratios increased. Stats SA will next week release the quarterly employment survey for the 4th quarter of 2018. It measures employment in the formal sector of the economy. It will also release Producer Price Index, measuring price changes at factory gates. The Monetary Policy Committee of the Reserve Bank will meet to decide on the repo rate. It's expected the repo rate will remain unchanged at 6.75%. Claudia Sefako Musi, SABC News, Johannesburg.